going on, Jerome's? So, been recapping Vikings practices after they wrap up, and today was the Vikings third practice ahead of Vikings fans being back at TCO. Welcome back football tomorrow, but today light practice. A lot of coaches and a few players were at Kyrie Jackson and Isaiah Hazel's celebration of life in Maryland, and it was light practice walkthrough and. Yeah. Heather McDonough, Vikings head coach Kevin O'Connell speaks at the funeral service for Kyrie Jackson, a 2024 fourth-round pick who recently died in a car accident. O'Connell said Kyrie was a special player, special teammate, and the Vikings will honor him all season long. And the Vikings have already announced helmet decals, pins for the coaches and support staff, as well as decals on the practice field. Just really honoring Kyrie in his memory this season. And Kevin O'Connell did speak at Kyrie's funeral, and he recalled Kyrie just wanting to be out on the field. He was dealing with a bit of a shoulder injury during OTAs, and Kevin O'Connell got choked up a little bit, and you just tell like the impact that Kyrie made in such a short amount of time is just, he's a special dude. Special man. Yeah. And the Vikings had a contingent of coaches and a couple players at the celebration of life. O'Connell, Kwesi, Brian Flores, special teams coordinator Matt Daniels, Durante Jones, defensive backs coach, as well as Dallas Turner, who teammates with Kyrie at Alabama, teammates back here with the Vikings, and he's definitely taking Kyrie's passing to heart the most because he was the closest to him. Also, Taki Tamani, teammates with Kyrie at Oregon, and Deshaun Jones played his college ball at Maryland, and of course Kyrie's from Maryland, and they developed a friendship very quickly as well. So, yeah, just really unfortunate, but love the show of support from the Vikings, both in attendance as well as doing right by Kyrie and his family. Practice-wise, so story from yesterday was Shaq Griffin turning his ankle after having an interception in practice, and this coming on the heels of Mekhi Blackman tearing his ACL in practice one. Alec Lewis, the athletic go. Vikings cornerback Shaq Griffin has not been out on the field today at practice by my eye, just now getting to 11 on 11 parts and don't see him. We'll check with OC West Phillips after practice to see if there's an update. I don't think that there was an update from Phillips. Mainly because Phillips is the OC, but I think what is hopefully is short practice. It was basically just a walkthrough today, and hopefully he's inside getting on the trainer's table, getting some medical attention. Hopefully it's just a rolled ankle and nothing serious, and rest up a couple days and just go from there. So again, no official word yet, but just. Trying to read the tea leaves. I feel like if it would have been something serious, I think that he probably would have had an MRI pretty quickly yesterday, and those results would have leaked. So again, knocking on all the wood. Hopefully it's just something minor like a sprained ankle. Or also, Nick Muse is low key hilarious. He's really funny, man. Also, Ty Chandler, two members of the 2022 Vikings draft class. I mean, them and Ed Ingram might be the only ones left after 53-man cuts. The business is the business. But Muse could have opportunity to contribute with Hawkinson up on blocks for a little bit, as well as Ty Chandler. Aaron Jones could form a very dynamic running back tandem. I love it, man. J.J. McCarthy. So there's a couple things here. Like, it's the time of year where you read way too much into like these small, short, grainy clips. But it was a clip of J.J. McCarthy with Diamond Dan Feeney as well as Henry Bird just sort of clowning around. They have a secret high five, patent poopers and all that stuff. Now, there's a couple things here. Number one, McCarthy has charisma, and also the offensive line like him. Now, do you have to be liked to be a leader? No, but it certainly doesn't hurt. Right. Also, a lot of rookies come into the league, and I mean they're just like this, like sphincters tight, right? And with McCarthy, he looks super comfortable out there. Just body language, just the way he's slinging it. He looks super confident. He looks night and day, light years ahead of where he looked at OTAs when he was still getting his feet under him. But I mean, he's loose, he's relaxed, he's joking around with the offensive lineman, and he's delivering on the field. That shows confidence, and that shows competence. So, again, small things, but I think that could add up with McCarthy into the future. Also, Justin Jefferson just looking ridiculous, catching balls from the jugs machine, which I always thought that jugs machine would be a fantastic name for a gentleman's club. That's all. Also, Jefferson wearing some gold-colored Under Armour shoes. I love it, man. I love it. Also, OC West Phillips spoke to the media jackals today. Quite a few things about the quarterback competition and the offense in general. So, Darnell McCarthy put in work during the offseason. He says it's pretty noticeable that they were able to hit the ground running at a higher level than at OTAs. Also mentioned that protection calls toughest to adjust to in a new system, and mainly because there's a lot of moving parts. Not only the verbiage, but also the personnel, as well as communication. Yeah, so all that does take time. Both quarterbacks have resilience, Phillips said. In the quarterback room, they're respectful. They learn from each other, even though they are in competition. So, I mean, Darnold will ask questions of Mullins, who's been in the system the longest. McCarthy is always bugging people with questions, but guys aren't just like, well, I'm not going to answer you, rookie, because you're trying to take my job. At the end of the day, they are all still on the same team, and even though there's only one quarterback, I like that they're professional. I like that they like each other. I like that they're just getting after it, man. It's great. Also, went on a long diatribe about J.J. McCarthy's mechanics, how they broke them down, rebuilt them from OTAs. He says it's come a long way, and getting comfortable with rhythm and timing. Mentioned it's a rhythm and timing offense, but once he does get comfortable with that, like he's just out there slinging it, showing off his arm talent. He's got a hose for an arm. Plus, Phillips talked about challenge and splitting reps, and also how you have to allow McCarthy to make mistakes. Like, you can't have artificial gravity out there. Like, sometimes, like, he's going to do something stupid, but he's got to be able to learn from that, because, I mean, in a real game, things won't always go your way, and responding to adversity is a major part of success, not only in the NFL, but also in any facet in life, right? And he talks about how McCarthy has faced some adversity, high school, Michigan, as well as, of course, coming to the NFL now. Plus, he says that McCarthy coming from pro-style offense is a huge benefit, and that's something that we said. Where, I mean, Harbaugh, I mean, he wants to run the ball, but also, I mean, a number of these quarterbacks didn't spend a lot of time under center, and just small things like that in terms of calling a cadence, being able to have the freedom and trust to make checks at the line of scrimmage, which J.J. McCarthy did, as well as just learning to take a snap under center, which, I mean, a lot of quarterbacks coming from like the 7-on-7 circuit and all these wide open offenses in high school and college, like small things like being able to put your hands under center and take a snap, and then your footwork dropping back from center, 3, 5, 7 step drops. How does your play action work? Can you sell it? Like, all these things matter, and all these things take time. It's not just, hey, can you throw a football over the mountains? Also, it mentions how Darnold has faced adversity, learned from it. It was time with the Jets where Josh McCown was his teammate, now he's his coach. Then I was asked about the Jordan Addison incident. Now, I thought that the reporter, I think it was Dawn Mitchell, Fox 9, she had an opportunity to just completely like body slam Phillips through a table, Bill's Mafia style. Basically talk about Addison's incident with West Phillips incident last year, but no. They're a lot more professional than others. But stress that Jordan Addison at his core is a good guy, is a good kid. Teammates supported him, but also let him know that can't happen anymore. Right, that's basically what it comes down to. But Phillips was super pumped about the support that he got, because also deep down, Phillips did get support too when he had his incident, despite the suspension. Also mentioned that the offensive line has a chance to be great. The continuity is important, but they do have to prove it. Also, So he was asked about I formation in the modern NFL, which is a great question, and it's something that the league has gone away from. You see a lot more 11 personnel, so one running back, one tight end, three wide receivers. But he raved about C.J. Ham. Talked about how the Vikings do want to run the ball this year, and then he talked about 21 personnel, so two running backs, one tight end, two receivers, and he basically just spit out like very common stuff that like we've talked about, where, hey, if you're in 21 personnel, you still have two receivers on the field, Jefferson and Addison. And if you're in your base defense, say a 4-3 with four linemen, three linebackers, only four DBs, it's going to be tough to double Justin Jefferson. And then all of a sudden, we're just going to attack you. Especially when Hockenson gets back, 21 personnel could be a killer. But if you're in nickel, if you're light in the box, then we're going to run the piss out of the ball and we're going to smash you in the face. And also, if we don't substitute, you can't substitute. It's important, man. So love it, man. But that's it. So the Vikings basically had to walk through day 3 of practice. Tomorrow, fans are back. Football is back. Full-blown practice yet again. But that's it. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, practice day 3. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.